Oh, look at the family.
Still certain.
Yeah, you gotta give them a little color. Have some flowers by the sink. Yes, I do. As soon as she got off it.
Oh, hey, Craig.
I can't hear you because my microphone works.
Wait, really? Huh? We only did it so it's only the right one, didn't we?
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
No, well, nobody's talking to us. No, I'm saying they can't hear you because only the right one does the voice.
Oh. Hey.
No.
Hi.
I know who he was.
Thank you.
I know.
She got a haircut today. She's very proud of it.
Oh, you know all the old Brian. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Right. Yes, he's the known guy.
Wow, I look like Jake Meckert in fucking 7th grade. Wave. Wow, that was quick. He was only number 4.
You're all excited, but you don't know.
Good. I devised a new way of getting rid of the slugs because I watched it.
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
It's a shame you guys are having a party without me.
Hey, come on over. We got the champagne of beers going.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Nice. Look what I got. Water.
Aw, lame. So Nicholas' mom had some red wine already, so we brought it with us, but when we read the recipe on the way here, I was like, we could just buy a bottle and use a third of a cup.
Right. Have to steal it out of mom's private stash.
Exactly. It's like we could just buy one and that could be our beverage for the show, but
Mm-hmm.
not today.
Nope, not today. So how you guys doing?
Nicholas got a haircut. Do you like it?
I like it, Nicola. I like the dance better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She donated, how much, 12 inches?
12 inches.
She donated 12 inches today.
To children with
Wow. I'll leave that joke alone.
Donations.
Donation, baby.
On donations. That's why
I like
here.
it.
I know.
Hair.
I get where he was going with it. He's like, no,
But
it means this.
I know, but I donated a 1/4 inch. And that's got its own joke.
About the food.
Oh, it's about the food. Hey, Dan,
we got a nice
it's
bird
about
here.
charity. Oh, that's a nice looking bird. Did you catch it in the yard?
I did. It's my 8-pound bird. I raised it myself.
It's the neighbor's. It's the neighbor's pet.
Yeah. They had 6. I thought they could go with only 5. It's fine.
I know. I mean, that's the way it goes, sometimes. But we're gonna do, we'll do a little cut up the bird thing today. So you got an idea how to break down a whole chicken.
That's the goal. Learn something new.
Yeah, it's actually not that hard. Just.
And
wow.
I have a boning knife. But
you have a boning knife. The cleaver could come in handy, but the way we're going to cut it, you'll be cutting in between the joints.
Okay.
So you don't really need a cleaver unless you were chopping up the bones. Yeah. But I'll show you. Do you have some kitchen shears?
Yep.
As well?
Yeah, those do.
Yeah, because we're going to use those on the chicken too. It makes it a little easier, and I'll tell you about that when I'm walking you through it.
Sounds good.
And how big's your saute pan? Oh, okay, the one you used.
Yeah,
perfect.
We brought it over to make sure.
And you got the oven preheated. Is 3.
Yep, it's currently at 230, but it's working its way up.
But by the time we get to it,
yeah,
it'll be there.
I started like 5 minutes before the show.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do like a little.
You already kind of gave a little hint as to why we're here, but let's get into that before we just start cooking.
Okay.
You want to take it away this time?
Yeah, Dan and Nicolette came to me a while back and said, "Hey, let's do a show for charity for the Rhode Island Hospitality Relief Fund." And I said, "That's perfect," because I went to Johnson & Wales. I got a lot of friends who still work in Providence in the restaurant and hospitality industry, and I'll be more than happy. So Dan and Nicolette came up with this idea where I send him, Dan and Nicolette, a list of ingredients without knowing what the recipe is. And then they get me on the line, and I walk them through one of the recipes I've created and show everyone else who's on board a couple of new tips, maybe, hopefully, or a cool new recipe that you can make.
Yep.
And then you can go and donate. How do they donate, Dan?
Yeah, so if you're entertained by the show at all, we have a link in the bio that you can go ahead and click. It'll bring you to a GoFundMe page for the Rhode Island Hospitality Relief Fund. Me and Nicoletta were talking last week.
Great cause.
If you were on live last week, you saw that obviously there's a lot of other things going on in the world too. Honestly, like, yes, we're asking, this started as for the Rhode Island Hospitality Relief Fund. That's what we're going to continue to raise money for. But if you feel more comfortable donating to other causes, we also just are encouraging any way you can help in the current climate. Anything at all. You know, we did a podcast for our San Diego Legion rugby podcast that we have. Yep. And one of our co-hosts is Nate Augsburger, who is captain of the San Diego Legion rugby team. His family and himself are from Minneapolis. So he actually flew back last Sunday because remember the Target that got raided right at the beginning? Mm-hmm. His family has a business right in the building next door. So they had some mess to clean up. And so he went back there, and we did the show yesterday, and he gave us an update on, the heartache that's there, not only for everything that's going on in the world, but, Minneapolis was the hub of it. And, Black lives do matter. And, we already knew that. Yeah. And you would think it was common sense, but now's the time to push that on people, I guess. It's
time to actually make a real change, you know. And I was telling them, I'm 61 years old, so I was around in 1967. I was young, but I remember what was going on. There were riots in the streets in Hartford, Connecticut. There was burning of cars and a lot of action going on because of Martin Luther King was shot, and it created these massive riots around the country and probably the world at the time. So I lived through kind of that, knowing a little bit that systemic racism has been around for a long, long time. Yeah, it's actually never gone away. That's the problem. And now we have to make some changes. So I'm happy that we're all here having some fun. Time to live on the right side
of history here.
Well, you have to. You have to level it and say, you know what? That's just not right. It can't keep going on like this. Yeah. So I'm happy that we're doing something a little fun today to kind of lighten up everybody's spirit a little bit, especially when we're cooking.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So like Rock said, this all started for the Hospitality Relief Fund, but obviously there are other things going on. Last week we posted some links as to where you could donate for the Black Lives Matter movement, and where money actually goes to a good cause. There's always NAACP and all the other organizations.
Right.
But yeah, that's why we're here. Just if you're entertained and you have the means, please just
help.
Do your part and help.
That's it. Hey, if you can't get out and protest, right? If it's for Black Lives Matter,
there's plenty of ways to help.
Just donate.
Standing out there. So.
Right. So what do you say we start cooking? The first thing we have to do is rip apart that chicken. And since you probably have never done a whole bird, hello, Nicolette. So you got the whole bird there.
Yep.
And what we're going to do is dismantle it so we can cook it. So you got your boning knife, right?
Yep.
Show them the boning knife, not the garbage can. And then there we go. Got you, Nicolette. That boning knife is a small bladed knife that's flexible, so you can get in and around the bones. A big stiff knife would be hard to break apart a chicken because you can't really get in there where you need to get. So the knife has to be a little flexible. A nice clean cutting board. There you go, Dan.
Yep.
And flip that bird around.
Yep. Want to get it off the paper towel too because we were drying. We washed it and removed the insides beforehand.
That's a good thing. So now we're going to remove the whole leg.
Okay.
So the way to do that is, you can't see me, but pick up one of the legs like you're holding up the bird. Pick it up off the ground a little bit. See, now it's separating. So now you can see where the leg is connected. That's the
right about there.
The leg and then the thigh. So you can cut the skin there.
Okay.
Between it, all the way down, so you'll see the inside of the leg.
Yep.
Cut that skin off the back part a little bit. Yeah, all the way down. Yeah, all the way down. You don't have to cut the meat, but just cut that part. Yeah, just makes it easier for it to separate. Mm-hmm. Now grab that whole leg in your hand and like you're break it in half. Like you're taking the bone a little further down. You want to grab where the thigh is, which is the next part. Yeah, and then bend that down away and then pull the body away, and you'll hear a pop. It'll separate. Boom. You hear that? Okay, now with that knife, you want to cut the meat along the bone there and take that piece off. So you'll have the whole leg. Okay, good. And that's the thigh and the leg there. So there should be That part right there. Let me see. Yeah, and do the other side, the other leg, same way.
Should I just pop this right in the pan, or should I?
No,
have
not
somewhere to put
yet.
it
We got to
first?
set. We're going to separate that. If you want to, why don't we put it in the pan? Put it in the pan right now, just so it's there, because you're going to cook in it anyway. Oh, is the pan on?
No, no.
Okay, good. Well, we'll need the pan on after we do the chicken, after we cut it. So do the same thing with the other leg.
Okay.
It's easier when you lift it up, because then it hangs and you can see what you're doing. And you're just cutting the skin at that point. And then when you pop the leg bone out of the body there, you'll be able to have two full.
It hasn't popped yet, but it's fine.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, you hear it? I actually heard it.
There you go.
So that's dislocating. I mean, it sounds a little gross, but you're dislocating the thigh from the body. So then you got that cut that skin off.
Yep.
So it's, yeah. That's when you could put it down on the cutting board, Dan. It makes it a little easier, so you have something, some pressure.
That's making it difficult.
Yeah, so that's good. And we're going to separate those in a little bit. First, you want to go and grab the wings. Do the same kind of thing with the wing. Have it dangle a little off the ground, and then cut around the ball joint around there. That's holding the wing to the body. And you'll see where it's at. And then you'll be able to pop that one out of joint, and then it's easier to cut. Because you don't want to cut through the bone. And the dog's looking for, he heard me say bone. He said, bone? Somebody said bone? There you go. Sometimes it pops right off. That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Do with the other one?
Yep.
Yeah, she's been good.
So that's a quick way to remove the wings and the legs. And now for the breasts.
Hold on, I gotta get one more wing off.
One more. Be careful when just make sure you twisted it. You can pop it out of joint. Makes it easier. And then cut any of the tendons and stuff that are connecting it. And always have your knife go away from you. Never cut towards you. So if it slips, you don't want to. There. No, it should be able to cut with the knife. The knife sharpener. There we go.
Yep.
So there's a couple things you could do at this point. If you want the breast meat with the rib on, then you basically with those scissors. Okay, so the breasts are on the bottom right now, right?
Yep.
So you want a cut.
You want them on bottom or top?
Well, right now keep the breasts on the bottom.
Yep.
Because we can go to a couple steps there. And then with the scissors, go from where the inside of the body is. The opening's up by the legs.
Yeah, the opening's
so yeah, so you see the spine where it goes right down the center of the chicken.
Yep.
So with those scissors, just cut along the spine on either side of the spine, and it'll off the bottom.
The top part?
Yeah, no, the bottom. Keep the breasts on the bottom.
Yeah.
And you're gonna split the no on the top. You're gonna
split up top.
The breasts are on the bottom. You're gonna cut the top.
I know. I didn't know I could cut right through the bone though. That feels like
Well, that's what the shears will do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, I didn't really explain that properly.
Let's hope this is sharp enough.
Yeah. And try to cut away from you. There you go, so you don't slip. Always away, always away. Always safety first. Now you're cutting on either side of the spine.
Yep.
And that will split the body in half. I mean, you don't have to do both sides. You can do one side, because I'll show you what we're going to do next. Cut all the way through.
Yep. Okay.
And then with your hands, kind of separate it and push it down, both sides down a little bit. You'll see the breastbone right there?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of push till that separates. Like, boom.
It's not popping, but...
Okay.
That's the breastbone.
Right. So there's a way to get the breastbone out where you grab the whole bird, put your hand underneath and one on top, and you kind of bend your I can't see if it's a left or right. Just bend your back hand to kind of like you're cracking something open. No, lift it up. You'll see where the bone is. Okay? There's a separation, there's some cartilage. I don't know, you can't really see where I'm pointing, but there's some cartilage up a little down the other end of the bird. See that little white, your thumb's right on it.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to lift up the bird, and you could bend it so it pops right there. And it'll pop up, and then you can pull that whole center breastbone right out. You can use a knife. Why don't you use that big-ass cleaver you got and cut that
right down the middle?
Cut that a little bit. Turn, Just that end part though, because there's some bones that connect that.
Cross or down
Nope,
the middle?
that way. Yeah, the way you have it right now.
Okay.
There you go. Now you just cut the breastbone a little bit there. It makes it
Yep.
easier to pop the
Yep.
breastbone out.
Okay.
So reach underneath, you can pop it, and it'll pop right up, and then you'll be able to pull it right out. And then pull it right towards you.
Come on.
Come on, big boy. Use those muscles.
What muscles?
So so if you're separating it, that's okay too. Now, here's an easy way too. Grab your boning knife there,
Yep.
and then cut along that line that you just started
Over here.
on either side of that breast. So you're not cutting the breast meat, you're just cutting it right down the center. And you're going to have 2 breasts there.
Yep.
And then you can pop that bone off of the other side, and there's a little bit of cartilage on the top, just to remove. There you go.
Throwing bone now.
That's okay. You could use a little knife and cut the edge of that cartilage so it pops out a little bit easier.
Come on.
There you go. So now with the knife, cut those into 2 pieces.
Got what? The breast?
Yeah, just you'll see the separation of the 2 breasts, just to make 2 clean, right down the middle of the chicken. Just separate them. Boom. Now if we want, so that's great when you're barbecuing, because you got all that extra bone on there and all the skin. But for this dish, I think we want to go with a little cleaner look.
Okay.
So if you want, flip that one piece off. I mean, you could. Oh, you're gonna clip it so it cuts through. Okay, that's good.
I'm just trying to get this bone out.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna cut the breast meat right off.
Okay.
I was just showing you that's like the first way you can do it from the separation. Make sure the skin's cut all the way through.
Yep. So we got 2 breasts here.
you can see where the bone's attached to the breast meat.
Yep.
So you could use your boning knife. You can start on the bottom of it if you want, and slowly, turn it upside down.
Yep. Turn it upside down so the bones are on the face.
Yeah, bone up top, bone on top.
Okay.
And you'll see the breast, and you want to slowly cut as close to the bone as you can to remove the bone. There's going to be a little wishbone in the back end of that breast that you might have to pop and pull out. But you want to just separate the breast from the bone.
Come on.
And if you use gravity, it helps by lifting up the bone part while you're cutting.
All right. It's like,
No, not that high, but
I know. I'm trying to separate the skin first.
use the cleaver, whack the crap out of that, and take that skin off there, Dan the man.
It's off. It's off.
It's okay. You're doing good. Now, if you want boneless, skinless, it looks like that's what you're doing.
Yep.
That's fine. So just remove that whole breast. Good. You can leave a little fat on it. It's good.
Yeah, that's a breast.
So you got 1. Do number 2. And then we're going to want to get that pan up to high heat. So you might want to, if you have another plate that we can put the chicken on, or you're going to use the other pan. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what's going in the oven.
There you go. We're good. We're good then. I see 2 pans now. All right.
So much bone. 1 sec.
So you could use the knife, you could use the scissors, whatever you want to help you get those. I just wanted to show that there's 2 ways to debone that chicken. Right now, you're deboning it. Before that, you were breaking it down. So that way you could use, because I like to cook with the bone on. It takes a lot longer.
Gotcha.
And you get all those juices from that. And we will be doing that with the thigh and the leg. But with the breast, for this particular case, might as well show you how to debone it all the way through. So once you got it down, it's pretty quick. You do it a couple times. Good?
Yeah, I feel like, is there normally a bone up top?
Yeah, there's one little bone. It's part of the wishbone.
I can't tell if that's cartilage or bone, but let me get
No, it's bone. You'll see it. It's a small bone.
Yeah.
It's part of the wishbone. It breaks when you break apart the breastplate. So it usually splits, and it's kind of stuck in there. So you want to kind of remove that so nobody gets it caught in their throat. That's not good. It's not a good thing, Dan.
No
So
bones.
that's good. So if you can get the saute pan going, get it up to high heat right now, just so we can get it hot.
Do me the honors, so I
There we go.
can wash my hands.
Yes. Always remember when you're working with chicken or anything really, but mostly chicken and fish, you want to wash your hands anytime you touch it in a raw place. And you never want to use that cutting board again until it's washed and sterilized because you can cross-contaminate.
Again.
Well, I mean, no, until you clean it.
Yeah.
Throw it away. After you cut chicken, throw the dang thing away. You don't need it.
That's why
No, just make sure you wash it and dry it properly.
That's why we always prep our vegetables first, right?
Right, and in fact, people say, why are all the cutting boards different color? Oh, how pretty. No. You could use
it's codes.
the green one for lettuce, the red one for meat and fish and chicken.
That's what we've been doing. Nicholas' parents' house has been the red ones are all for. I mean, the green one's been for vegetables, and the red one is for the meat.
That's a smart way to do it. That way you don't get any cross-contamination and no one gets sick. So you have the chicken going. You're washing your hands like a good boy.
Yep, we're good.
Good boy. So we have that pan. Oh, before you, I'm sorry. We were going to do the legs of the chicken. I wanted to show you how to separate the thigh from the leg.
Let me,
we don't have to. You can leave it like that, but might as well show you while you got everything out there still, right?
That's fine. Yeah. Let me get some of this stuff off the cutting board.
No, you're fine. You're fine, Dan.
Okay, I was gonna make room for it.
No, it's just the thigh and the leg. I mean, it's like one cut.
Okay.
So you grab it by the leg.
Yep.
And you can see where it bent. No, the leg.
Yeah, no, I had the thigh first, sir.
Oh.
Okay.
Thought you were playing with your food. So you see where it bends.
Yeah.
Bend the thigh, and you'll see where the joint is. So bend it like you're a chiropractor.
Okay.
No, you're not trying to break it or dislocate it. Just bend it so you see where the motion is.
Yeah,
you see where that's where it is. So that's where you want to put your knife cut. So you can lift the leg up, or if it's easier, that way you can see and you can put it on the table. Just give it a little lift so you can see where the movement is, and you'll feel it go right through the joint. Sometimes you go, "Oops, I missed," and you kind of got to look and see where it is, separate, because you don't want to cut through the bone. It's just through the cartilage, and you'll see it. Yeah, it's easier when you bend it like that. So then you see where that joint is. If all else fails, Dan, is whack it with that freaking cleaver. Watch your hands, though.
I know.
Try to get it. Get it. Another big one. Cut it.
Oh, I missed.
Come on, Dan. There you go. Come on.
I got it.
Come on. What are you, a lumberjack? That a boy. So do the other one.
Yep.
And then once you finish that one, once your hands are all still full of chicken, have Nicolette pop a little black pepper and salt on those in the pan in that bowl, so you can get them all slightly seasoned, and then we'll start cooking.
Okay.
That way you're not touching the pepper with your chicken little hands.
For those space.
So sprinkle it real good. Dan, you can move the chicken around to make sure it gets coated. A little salt and a little black pepper. Give it a good nice coating. Season them up. And most people don't realize when you buy a whole chicken versus cut chicken's more expensive because they actually had to cut it. So, you always get charged when there's more labor involved. So for me, I always buy a whole chicken. That way I get a little snack of livers and gizzards and heart. And then I can cut the whole chicken up, and then I use the bones and all that for chicken soup.
It's important that should we do 2 separate pans that way there's space? Because we don't want them on top of each other, right?
Right. Well, we're actually going to cook those in the pan first.
Oh, okay.
So you can go wash.
What?
No, we're not putting those right in the oven right now. Okay. We're going to cook them in the pan first to get some goodies stuck in that pan. So that pan should be definitely on high.
Yep.
And after you finish drying your hands, hello, Pootie. What's the dog's name?
The one you're seeing right now is Brady. Porsche's
Chicken.
over there.
Hey, buddy.
Unfortunately, only me and Nicolette can hear you.
Oh, that's too bad.
Headsets. He's videoing.
Oh, you mean You mean the dog doesn't have super hearing? Okay, so
No,
we got oil in the pan, right? Pop that oil in.
Yep.
Give it a good coating.
Mhm.
Because we're kind of like not deep frying the chicken, but we want to make sure it doesn't stick. And then place that chicken in there.
Yep. Just coat the bottom. So you care what we just throw it all?
Yeah, put it on high and then blow it all. Yeah, throw it all in there.
Okay.
Much as that will fit in there.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say we're definitely gonna have to do multiple.
Well, you know what? What I do is I never really cook the chicken wings there. I kind of throw them in a bag, and then when I get enough, then I'll do some more. So you put 2 legs in there, 2 thighs, and 2 breasts. It should fill the pan.
Yep.
And then save the wings for another time. Or a lot of times I end up putting that into my chicken stock. You know, the bones and the back, everything I cut off. So cook those up.
Yep.
We're going to brown them up, and then so if you want to wash that pan out, I put those in a bag somewhere, and then wash that pan out, and we're going to use that to go into the oven after we brown these bad boys up. So Dan, since it was on pretty high heat, right from the get-go, you might want to turn them a little bit. We want to brown them up.
Yeah,
They won't be cooked right now.
As
soon as they start, as soon as you can tell they're browning. Yeah, we're going to make sure that sucker's on high, because that cold chicken probably just brought the temp down. Yeah, those are looking good. You're getting there. Nice. Well, we're going to brown those all up so they're completely cooked on the outside, and then we're going to finish them off in the oven. Now, normally I would do this whole dish in this pan, but since it takes quite a while, probably like 45 minutes, we don't want to do that. So we're going to do, after these brown up real well, we're going to place them into the oven to kind of fast track it a little bit, and then put them back in the pan when we make our sauce. Our sauce. So while they're in that pan, we have some garlic we want to throw in now that they're browning. It's like 4 cloves, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't want to put them in right at the beginning because it's going to take a little while to cook. Mm-hmm. Attaboy. Sure the dog can't hear me? Like get them all riled up. Hey, they were pretty calm.
They are.
Most dogs, when they smell food, they start going crazy. Well, that's good. So make sure you turn them when they start turning brown. That's on high, so
a little longer. That's
all good. We can go through for the folks. So what we have as far as ingredients go for the next part of this dish.
Yep.
What do you have over there, Dan?
I got some onions, some red pepper, green pepper cut into strips. We got a little Worcestershire, some sugar, olive oil, some black pepper, bay leaves, crushed tomatoes, basil, and red wine.
Nice. Hey, if any of our people watching, can they guess what we're making? Does anyone out there guess the name of the dish?
Drop it in the comments. Rock's reading.
I saw chicken. Very good. You win a prize. That's Mary Kate. Mary Kate, you get a prize. You know Mary Kate?
We do.
All right, Mary Kate.
She's a good people. Good people.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna rag on it. I was like, very good. You're doing chicken. Because if I see fish like that, I'm running the other way because I'm scared of They got legs like that. I've never seen a bass like that. But so this is an old classic peasant type dish. Obviously, those ingredients that you see. Who's he got a peasant? I don't know. I saw that old wooden wagon you had out in the back pulled by a goat. Hey Dan, do all your friends know that we were roommates at one time?
I don't know how many people are new viewers or not. There's only 5 people in here, so they probably do know. I think these are our loyal followers.
Oh, okay. Hi, loyal followers. Yeah, we were roommates.
Mary Kate was actually the first person to join show number 1.
Thank you, Mary Kate.
She's She's loyal.
Wow. She's very loyal. Wow. It's crazy. Wow. Wow. How are those cooking?
They're like white. Do we just want the outside layer, or do we want them?
No,
like,
we want them kind of browned up a little bit. Yeah,
right.
I mean,
All
brown them up.
I'm just gonna leave them on high for a little bit then.
Yeah, it should be on high heat, and
it is.
let those cook just a little bit.
Yep.
And then we're going to go to the next step, and we'll finish them off in the oven.
Yeah,
in fact, do me a favor, kick that oven up. Is it preheated yet? The 350?
Yeah.
Okay, kick it up to 375. We'll fire heat that little bad boy. Now that it's there, it'll go to 375 pretty quick. Nice. Nice.
Now it's type. I was like, where are the arrows?
Cool.
Apparently, it was already at 375.
Oh.
It beeped very quickly.
Someone's not following instructions.
Well, it was at 350. It's just when we changed it to 375, it beeped.
Okay, I get it. So how are they looking, Dan?
Man, this pan is on high, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I think we might want to just go right to the
oven?
baking dish.
Okay.
Yeah, put them in there. I mean, they'll cook up in the oven.
All right.
Because we're going to finish them in the pan a little later. So I guess this is going to be one of our director's cut extended cooking classes today.
Well, the good news is, good and bad news. The bad news is I'm not around next week because I'm going down to North Carolina to visit my sister.
Okay.
The good news is that gives Nicolette more time to do the director's cut.
Oh, there we go. The show will still be going on by then.
Yeah.
Right, Nicolette?
Nicolette.
It's going to be called My Drunk Kitchen, and I'm
I
just
love
going
it.
to drink for a full half hour straight.
And
Power
let's-
hour it.
Should we do that, just me and you, and we'll just do drinks?
All right, well, maybe in that case I'll join, and I'll just do it for
Oh, no, Dan, you're traveling, buddy.
You're no longer welcome.
Dan, you're traveling. You know, I mean, what do we got? Babysit? Come on.
Man, these breasts are very large.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Dan, does all your friends know the Dirty Frank story?
Well, which one? We spent many a night there.
Well, maybe the first one, because wasn't that the most craziest?
Yeah, so there was this bar on the walk back to our apartment that one day we just decided to stop in Philadelphia, and we must have drank was it a rainstorm? Why did we decide we were there early? We were there earlier than usual.
Yeah, you know, it might have been a rainstorm that knocked us out. Throw that chicken in the oven, please.
But yeah, something happened that allowed us to actually go to the bar for the first time in like 5 weeks that we've been living together in Philadelphia. And then while we were there, we started drinking as we normally do. Cheers.
We want to make sure whatever's in that pan, Dan, it doesn't burn.
Yep, it's garlic.
So if you want, you can keep it on and throw some oil in, a little bit of oil, garlic, and the peppers and onions, and then you can start your story again. Okay. Continue.
Well, I'm not going to restart. Come on, Rock.
No, not restart. Continue. Continue on.
Good.
There we go.
Yeah, so we went and drank as we usually do. Again, cheers.
Yeah, just a couple drinks.
Couple here and there. I don't know if Donnelly did, so we were behaving. And then as we were doing that, we probably spent like, I don't know, 2 hours there?
2 hours. They had a special. It was a kamikaze and a small beer for like, what, $2.50?
Yeah, something like that. But this was, I think, even before we knew about the special. So we were drinking.
Oh, you know what? You're probably right.
I think we were drinking like mixed drinks and regular beers, and we expected at the end of the night for it to be like, I don't know, the two of us, we probably thought we were going to be spending at least like $80 or so.
Easily.
Yeah, likely more. But the sweet bartender, Sheila, that has worked there for what seems to be decades, everybody knew her. We asked her what we owed her at the end of the night, and she just looked up and paused and was like, $4.25.
So we're thinking $425 because we're a little lit up by then.
Yeah, we were like, we spent way too much time here, and then she was like, no, like $4.25. And from that moment on, we spent every single night that we possibly could.
And our total bill for 3 months was $19.95.
about drinking on a budget.
Oh no, I think she liked us. So she was great.
There's no secret about that.
That's right. Hey Dan, people are asking if you're a private chef. You hire out.
Yeah, donate $50 and I'll cook for you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, right there. He'll cook right for you. We'll come up with a good dish that you can make, and Dan has a few now. Bada bing, bada boom. He'll be ready to cook for you. Gonna go. So cook that stuff up there, Dan the man.
Yep.
And you want that to saute up pretty good. So is it on high still?
Yeah, I just figured out our problem, and it's been fixed.
It was on low?
No, it's one of those stovetops that has multiple rings. That we had it on high, but we had it on high for just the inner one. So now it's on the full one. Not my kitchen rock. I don't know what to do.
You know what? No, you got a good excuse. You didn't know all the little intricacies of how to work the stove.
Now
I remember, Dan, years ago when we were doing a lot of national TV. We were regulars on Regis and Kathy Lee for about 5 years. And we ended up doing a show called Attitudes on the Discovery Channel. And it was with Linda Dano from one of the soaps. Really great lady. And we had been on a couple times. And they wanted us to do a flambé dessert. So we had this strawberry dish that we do. We flambé with Grand Marnier. And they had a brand new stove. It was when halogen first came out. So they plugged it in. We tried it off camera. It lit up really quick. And then they disconnect it, and then they roll it on the set, during the commercial break because it was a live show. So they roll it out. This is when I was a clever cleaver brother. So I had my partner there, Lee. And it was hilarious. They wheel out the dang thing with all our ingredients. We got the pan there. It's on supposedly high. We put the butter in, nothing. And I look, and I lift the pan, nothing. And we're going, okay. And I'm freaking farting around with the dang knob for about 5 minutes. The whole segment, we're like, okay, it's not heating up. So, now you want to add the strawberries. You want to add the sugar, the cinnamon, the nutmeg. Then we're going to flambe with Grand Marnier. We poured it in the pan, and since it was ice cold, we lit it, and it poof, and the whole segment was fake. We couldn't even cook. We were so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm going, you serious? You sent us out here with faulty equipment?
We realized that pretty quickly.
People loved it. Yeah. Oh, people loved it because we improvised.
We realized pretty quickly doing this show that, we're doing it live because that's where the entertainment factor came in, and we obviously started this because everybody was at home, but we realized pretty quickly how much easier this would be if we were just producing it ahead of time.
Yeah, well,
a lot more can go wrong when we're live.
It covers up the mistakes,
Exactly.
So, Dan, how you looking over there with the veggies? They're starting to get a little bit soft. You don't want them too soft right now.
Yeah,
but
they're starting to
get sauteing them up. Okay, so,
good.
Push them all over to the side a little bit.
Okay.
And expose that brown encrusted bottom. And you have... No, that's a good thing. Those are little crusties.
I was like, we're about to deglaze it. It's good.
There you go. You learned the word, too. I'm so proud. My prodigal
we spent so much
son.
time together.
My prodigal son.
It smells good.
So what you want to do is pour that red wine in there before it burns and deglazes the bottom of the pan. There you go. And you could use that spoon and kind of swish it around to get all those goodies up. And then, do the whole thing. Give it a good scrape because all those little crusty pieces from the chicken and the veggies now, that is an enhanced flavor. That's like a food bouillon. Food bouillon. Could you say bouillon?
Bouillon.
So when you release it with the wine, that's going to create all this goodie. So now before it dries out completely, Dan, add the tomatoes.
You got it.
You got crushed tomatoes. So we're going to make a sauce. Make sure you scrape out that bowl. Get all those goodies out of there.
Sousy.
Beautiful. Now mix that all up so you get all those goodies, and then you want to lower the heat a little bit. You don't have to have it on high. You can go on to medium. We want to kind of simmer that sauce. I want the peppers and the onions to break down a little bit, release some good flavor right in the pan. So and you threw the garlic in there too, right?
Yes, we did.
That other batch of garlic, good.
Yep.
So now we have some other ingredients. Now, I want you to get a spoon and taste the tomatoes. So make sure it's not boiling too much. I don't want it to dry out.
I was going to say, I have it on medium heat right now. It's on 4 out of 6.
That's cool. So now you want to taste the tomatoes. Sometimes California tomatoes, they have a little more acidity than the East Coast ones if you bought a can, certain varieties. So sometimes they got a lot of acidity, and I do, against my mother's wishes, add a little sugar. Drives her nuts when I do that.
It's
What's
pretty
that?
acidic.
Yeah, add that sugar. It kind of cuts it a little bit. It's not a lot, like
Yeah.
what was it, a tablespoon?
It was not even, I think we did a teaspoon.
Might even be a teaspoon. It's just enough to cut that acidity. And then also taste the sauce. It probably will need a little salt and pepper. I know we season the chicken, but a lot of that gets cooked into the food, so you don't really. You want the sauce to stand on its own as well. And you got the right thing, Dan. I always tell people that if you're going to use pepper, use like a pepper mill, so you get the whole peppercorn, so it's as fresh as you can get it. Sometimes that pre-ground pepper, I don't know how long it's been in the system. Some of it I've tried where I'm
especially when you're buying it where I buy it. Ocean State
well, yeah, if you buy cheaper stuff, you don't know. It might be even sand. You don't even know from the beach. No, where it's basically no flavor.
It's the Ocean State salt.
Yeah, specialty of Charleston.
There you go.
Rhode Island over there. So now the sauce is starting to look good. Now let's go check on that chicken in the oven before we put the rest of the ingredients in our sauce. Just take a look at it. How's she looking? I can't really see.
Yeah, it needs a little longer. I can still see the little pinkish through it.
Okay. Well, we're also going to finish it in that sauce as well.
Okay.
So I was just trying to give it.
You want to take a look?
Well, yeah, and we can put it right in the pan. I mean, it's going to cook in the pan in the sauce. I think if I move closer to my.
Good.
You know what? Put it in the sauce. It's going to cook either way.
Okay.
We were just trying to, since we're giving a lesson, make sure you shut that dough. Good job. And put it right into the sauce. Put it in the sauce. Now, normally I cook this for about 30 to 40 minutes. If I started in the pan with the chicken and then kept it in there, or usually I pull it out, make the sauce, then put the chicken back in. But to give it a little more advanced, we've gone ahead and put it in the oven for that reason. So try to get some of that sauce and pour it on top of the bird so the chicken's closer to the heat and it's not sitting, so you can push them down or turn them a little bit so they get coated with that sauce. Now, did anyone guess the name? I don't think anybody guessed the name of the dish.
I think all we had was Mary Kate guessed that it was chicken.
Well, she got that. Everyone got that, the chicken. Well, I'll tell you the name now that we're almost done. So there's a couple of things we want to add. So we want to add a couple of bay leaves to stick it into the sauce. It gives it this nice distinguished flavor of that bay leaf. Kind of shove it in. Since it's hard and dried, make sure you push it into the sauce. It will release some nice nice flavor. We got some fresh basil, right?
Yep, 1 sec.
You can put that in and then mix that in.
Chicken Cacciatore.
That was what we
Spread that out. Yeah, and then you can mix.
Did you hear Nicolette?
No.
Our guess before even doing this was that it was Chicken Cacciatore. But
oh, did you? You see?
Yeah.
You're good.
Well,
so, I mean.
We guessed it at her house. We didn't say it on the air because I want to keep people involved. But
somebody got it. Maureen got it.
There you go.
So that's a good. And then basically salt and pepper, which we already added. So normally you'd put a cover on there.
Yeah, we have one. You want it?
Yeah, if you could put it on there, that will create a little more heat on the top and the bottom.
Okay.
Create a little steam. It'll make it a little more liquid too.
Turn it down just a little so it doesn't boil over. But
yeah, I don't think it'll boil over. What do you want? Medium?
Oh, we forgot about Worcestershire. You want that in there too?
Oh, yeah. There you go. And then we'll blend. Well, you can blend that in a little bit with a spoon or something, just so it's not just sitting on top. Attaboy.
Sauce smells good, Rock.
Yeah, and It's an old classic peasant Italian dish. You know, a lot of people don't realize, you know, chicken's a big protein in Italy, especially in Sicily, where my grandparents came from. On my dad's side, were Sicilian. So we had chicken all the time. One of my favorite ways to make the chicken was basically to saute it up like that in olive oil and garlic, and then a lot of red wine, and then put it in the oven and let it cook. Almost, it's basically like a, you know, a French dish, you know, kind of like drunken chicken.
Yep.
Then at the end, when it's finished, it put some red wine vinegar on it. Believe it or not, it was like, wow, that made the flavor jump.
Do you still have family in Italy?
You know what? I do. You know, it's funny. When my grandfather came over, quick story. Yep. In 1915, it was, what was it, 1914. He was 16 years old, and he wanted to go to America. He came from Calacatina Bagna. It's a little village up above Syracuse in Sicily. Little village. I mean, probably half the relatives there are people in that town were my relatives. So he goes down to the port in Syracuse, and he jumps on a boat thinking it's going to America. He stows away in an apple barrel on deck.
Oh, wow.
Halfway out, they're out on their way to, he thinks, America. And he would get off out of the barrel at night, but most of the day he was stuck in the dang barrel, right? So he gets out at night, and he goes back in, and a guy goes to use it as a bathroom, and he screams, and he gets caught. So now they know they got a stowaway, so they make him work, and then he finds out it's not going to America. It's going to South America. So he ends up in Brazil, and he becomes a gaucho on a ranch.
Say no offense, but I can't picture you as a Brazilian.
I know. Well, I know I have no Brazilian blood, so you didn't procreate over there, Dan. As far as I know.
Yeah, you actually have distant cousins.
There's some kid walking around looking like me over there. So he ends up. They used to sneak into the house because the lady wouldn't. Oh, there you go, nice steam. Yeah, the lady, the owner who owned the ranch, would not give him any eggs. So when she would go into town, they would sneak into the house, him and the other gauchos, and they'd make the eggs. They knew where she kept them. So there was a newspaper on the table, and he looked at it, and it said, Italy at war with Germany. World War I.
He had no idea.
So they didn't have any idea what was going on. Yeah. He gets on a boat because he felt obligated to fight for his country. Unlike one guy we know.
Did he have to sneak? Did he have to sneak on this boat to go back?
No. They knew he actually planned this one, and so he goes back to Italy, joins up, and he ends up fighting in the mountains, the White Mountains, which are the mountain range above Milan and all that go to the other side are the Alps, and they fought up in those hills for years. Like over 100,000 people, I think, died up there.
Wow.
There's a whole story, another story I'll tell you another time, that about what happened up there.
You know I love your stories.
No, well, the coolest part is I actually have documentation signed by Mussolini, because he was the defense minister during World War I.
Damn.
I have documents that signed because my grandfather became like a hero. He won like the Medal of Honor for Italy.
Damn.
And a couple other badges because he saved his whole company from a machine gun nest. And I have the medals and I have the paperwork. And it was pretty cool because Italy really took care of their soldiers. My grandfather moved to the New York area in like 1932, before the war started, 34, right around there, right before the war started, World War II started. So when he got in, he got a pension from Italy for the military to the day he died. And then my grandmother got it, like she lived another 10 years after, and she got it.
There you go.
I mean, talk about taking care of your people. We're talking from 1916.
Well, I always knew the Castellanos had hero blood.
Or 1918, I think. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. So, and Grandpa used to tell us all his war stories.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a war story. There I was, up in a hill.
Sit down and
These
listen.
3 guys, they come around me. They give me a big bag. Yeah, how you doing over here? Ah. So how we doing? Check that chicken.
Yep. I'm going to check it
Gotta
right
give
now.
it a-
And then,
Careful, you got to give it a flip. Now that's looking good. You can give the chicken a flip over, and that'll get the other side cooking a little more too. But it'll also incorporate some of those sauces that are
yep.
on the bottom. Oh, that's look. I could smell that from here in San Diego.
Good. So can I.
So it's cooking through now. Correcto?
Looks it. It's finally on high.
Yeah, nice. Well, I can see a nice little boil. You got yourself a little boil going there. Nice. So does any of our fan base out there have any questions?
Now's the
Want to
time.
hear another story? No.
1-800. Hey, you know I love your stories. There's a reason I call you like 3 times a week.
I know, but they're real.
I know.
Hey, Dan, I know it's kind of gross, but can I tell the story about when we were in Stop and Shop in Jersey?
We can edit it out for the video. Nicholas
No.
will get a kick out of this.
It's not gross. So here we are.
It's hilarious.
It's pretty damn fun. Now, crazy stuff kind of always comes my way or happens to me. So when we were me and Dan were working the food truck, like a pop-up restaurant, every day we had to go to a commissary, which was across the river. And what was it, in Jersey?
I was gonna say, I don't know if we were technically in Jersey or if we were right on the line, but we were
right on the line. So
we were going back
we had
and
to
forth
go
all the time.
Right, so we had to go shopping and Stop and Shop to pick up some odds and ends every day, and then we had to go to the commissary to do all the big prep, bring all that food back to the food truck every day.
I like to remind people this was a 90-hour-a-week job.
Yeah, it was 90-hour a week.
Never ending.
So we end up going out, Stop and Shop, and I go, hey, Dan, we shopped. I say, hey, Dan, I got to use the bathroom. So I go running into the bathroom. I'm sitting down on the can, kind of making a lot of noise. And I look down, and I see feet with painted toenails. I'm going, what the hell? And then I hear a lady 2 stalls down going, don't worry about that, honey. My daughter does the same kind of noise. You know, you might want to get something for that stomach.
You're leaving out, I'm sure you're going to get to the part, but you're leaving out the part where you come out and you're like, I was wearing like the most obvious male black clogs. Just work
I forgot about that.
Shitty work shoes where you're like,
Everybody was in there. They had clogs on, you know, it was summer, you know. And I'm in there with work boots. They, you know. So what happened was I go, I got to get out of here. So I finish up my paperwork and.
You also left me in line to check out.
Poor Dan's in line, right?
That's how this whole process began.
So I end up waiting for the ladies to leave, and then I go running out. And as I step out the door, guess who's having a team management meeting right in front of the door? The Stop and Shop manager and his employees. And I come running out, and I stop like I hit a plexiglass wall, and they're all staring at me. They all just saw me come out of the ladies' room. So I was like, out of here. I ran to Dan and said,
you come running over to me with the carriage. You're like, we got to get out of here.
I said, get out of here. Don't look back. Run. And we ran out the door.
We probably had like 3 weeks left of the truck at this point. This had to have been like September. And we
you're right. I guess I didn't. Yeah, we didn't care at that point, right?
No, but that's what I mean. We had like 3 weeks left, and I think you and I both considered trying to find a new grocery store. We're like, no, we can do it. It's 3 more weeks. We can do it.
It was like changing Wawas. We had Wawa down to a science, you know.
Yeah, I was actually just telling Nicolette's dad the other day that he won pretty big. How much did he win, Nicolette? 1,000? Yeah, he won $1,000
really?
on a scratch ticket from Massachusetts. And
nice.
I was like, I haven't had luck on a scratch ticket since we were down in it was Jersey. We were down in Philadelphia, but I was like the New Jersey lottery. I was like, me and Rock used to sit there, and if we had any time in between the commissary and the truck, we would just go to the machine, just like scratch it in the store.
Scratch.
We won.
We won.
Scratch in the store.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, we'd win. We'd get you got a sandwich. Hey, I'd like to say a big shout out to Mary Rowe. How you doing, darling? Hey, check out the dish we're making. Chicken Cacciatore. Give those another flip, Dan, and it should be just almost ready. Yeah, Mary Rose on. Hi, man, from Nisi. How's that looking, Dan?
It looks good.
Do they feel firm? Touch those breasts. Are they firm?
They could use a little longer.
A little longer? Okay. You're getting the touchdown?
I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit.
You can. Are you getting a touchdown? Because that's kind of a little practice thing that once you can touch a steak or a solid piece of meat.
Is there a trick? Is there a trick for chicken? I know steak is like if you want it rare, medium rare. There's like different points.
It should be firm, but a little bit of spring. And you know, with chicken, it's kind of tough how thick it is. You know, those breasts were pretty big.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to take a while. This was, I mean, Nicolette's mom, Estelle, texted me earlier. It was like, to feed 4 of us, probably get like a 4-pound bird. And I came back. She was like,
That's a big bird.
Like, well, she said 4. I came back. She's like, did you get it? And I was like, yeah, I got a 7-pound bird. She's like, way too big.
Wow. Well, while we have a little time, and we have a couple new people, I think, joined us, we're doing Chicken Cacciatore. Dan and Nicolette kind of figured that out because of the ingredients, which was a good guess. It's an old, as I said, it's an old classic Italian dish, which I love it because not only is the sauce fantastic because the chicken gets into it, so you can put it over pasta if you want. I like just serving it with garlic bread because once you eat that chicken, mamma mia, then you're going to put the bread right in the sauce. You're going to eat it up like it's, oh my gosh, like the Last Supper. It's so good. That's, to me, the best part. And so we have basically browned off the chicken with a little olive oil and garlic. And for expedience sake, we put it in a baking pan, place it in the 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes to pre-cook it a little bit. And then in that pan, that same cooking pan that we did the chicken, since we already cooked in it, we went with a lot more olive oil, garlic, green, red pepper, onion. And then when that sauteed up till they were just starting to get, not translucent, you don't want to cook them that much, but just a little bit of the crisp taken off, we're going to deglaze with some red wine. That red wine picks up all those goodies off the bottom of the pan and it incorporates it with that condensed flavor and makes it re-explode into the sauce because that red wine, when it reduces and it pulls up all those little crunchy chicken bits and the veggies and the onion and the garlic. Woo-wee! Oh, getting excited over here, huh? Talking that food. And then we're going to put in some tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, right? You want it with just plain crushed tomatoes, Dan?
Yeah, I don't think it was Italian seasoning. It was just regular crushed tomatoes.
Well, that's okay. That's why Dan tested it after it started cooking a little bit to find out if it needed some, don't let my mom know, a little bit of sugar. Because California tomatoes, right? Which a lot of them come from California or Florida or whatever. They're, you know, and you can tell they have a little stronger acidity. So you want to throw a little bit of sugar. And then we got basil, we got Worcestershire sauce, we got a little more salt and pepper, and a couple bay leaves. Then we put that chicken back in, and you start combining it and cooking it through with that chicken and the tomatoes and the basil. It's a really nice dish. It's a great dish when you're having a party because you can go a little faster by using like just boneless, skinless chicken breasts, or because the bone takes a little longer to cook because it's a solid piece of matter inside of the breast or the thigh or even the leg. But I'll tell you, what's it looking like?
I wanted to give you a warning, Rock. It's trying to stay on top. We got a minute and 30 left, so I don't know if they cut you off after an hour. But
oh, that's okay. You know what? Here's what you do, Dan. Good. Take out the thighs. Put it on the plate.
I was gonna say I got some bread. It'll be plated.
Put some nice thighs on there, and for showing purposes, the breasts probably need a little bit more, but put that on, and then you can put the sauce on top with the spoon. Get all those peppers and onions on top. Oh, yeah. Now, I almost said it, but I kind of forgot. If you had some grated Parmesan on top, that'd be nice. But I think I forgot to tell you that.
It'll be good regardless.
No, it's just like, that's just me.
We're about to lose you in 45, so I just want to say again,
that's okay.
If you're entertained, obviously donate to whatever cause you feel like. We're raising money for Rhode Island Hospitality Relief Fund. Me and Nicolette ourselves have already donated to other Black Lives Matter causes. Rock, pleasure as always.
Thank you. Show them that plate.
We love you. We'll see you soon.
Oh, I love you guys too. Oh, that looks great. Good job.
Next week, enjoy drinking with Nicolette and party out.
Sounds good. We'll be there, brother.
We'll see you soon.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.